Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how I made this Spongebob Squarepants wine tumbler. It started out as just a plain white stainless steel tumbler, and with some glitter, some vinyl, and some resin, I transformed it into the final product you see here. I used UV resin for this project, but it will also work well with 2-part resin. I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step. Let's do it! I got this wine tumbler in a 2-pack on Amazon. It's stainless steel, vacuum sealed, and came with a straw and a straw cleaner. The first step was to coat the tumbler with that yellow glitter, and typically I sand my tumblers before doing this just to get some texture to help everything stick better. So that's what I did, but I regret doing this because the yellow glitter I used is transparent. So the larger patches where I took the white off ended up being visible through the glitter. If I did it over again, I would skip this sanding step completely. Once I had it sanded, I gave it a wipe with some rubbing alcohol to remove the dust and any dirt or oil on the surface. Next, I set it up on a machine called a tumbler turner, which comes with a rod and adjustable foam inserts so you can make it spin like a rotisserie chicken. I cut a piece of parchment paper to lay under it and collect all the glitter. Then I poured a small amount of Mod Podge onto a plastic plate. This is the glossy finish Mod Podge. And I used a foam brush to apply an even layer all over the tumbler. Then I took my yellow glitter and shook it straight from the bag all over the tumbler, covering it as evenly as possible. Then I tapped the rod to get any excess glitter off and used the palm of my hand with another piece of parchment paper to gently flatten and smooth everything down. As you can see here, that patch of silver is shining through this first coat of glitter. This is when I realized the error I had made. Then I took the piece of parchment paper with the excess glitter, folded it in half, and carefully poured the glitter back into the bag. I waited about 30 minutes for the Mod Podge to dry and then took a dry foam brush to gently brush away any excess glitter that wasn't fully stuck to the tumbler. Then I repeated the same process, coating the cup with another layer of Mod Podge and more glitter, and as you can see, there is still a visible patch here. So I tried putting just a little extra in that spot to fill it in, but at this point the color on the rest of the cup was looking really good, and I decided I'd be able to cover that patch with my vinyl design anyway. So after this layer of Mod Podge was dry, I gave it one more dry brush to get off any excess, and then I was ready to coat it in a layer of resin. I like to use UV resin because it cures really fast, but 2-part resin will also work for this project. I applied a thin line of resin from the top to the bottom of the cup and used a silicone brush to spread it out evenly, turning the tumbler turner on and off as needed to move to the next section. Once I had a nice smooth layer, I took a UV flashlight for a few minutes to cure it a bit so that it wouldn't drip, and then I moved it outside to the sunlight to finish curing completely. The usual spot I plug in my tumbler turner was a bit too cloudy that day, so I just spun it by hand in more direct sunlight for a few minutes. When it's really bright and sunny like this, it only takes a couple of minutes for it to completely cure. The instructions say to be careful not to touch it with your fingers right away, or you might leave fingerprints on the surface. But once you take it inside and let it cool off for a few minutes, it should be completely hard and not feel sticky. And now it's ready for the vinyl decals. I have another video that shows in detail how I found the SpongeBob images online and turned them into layered SVG files so that I could cut out all the different colors of vinyl with my CRICUT machine and layer them together. Just a reminder, anytime you're using licensed images like this, you need to make sure you have the rights to the images in order to sell the product. This was just for personal use. It's a birthday gift for my best friend Heather, who loves SpongeBob. I cut out 2 separate SpongeBob facial expressions, one that's smiley and one that's silly, and I placed them on opposite sides of the tumbler. I strategically placed the smiling mouth over the annoying patch of silver, and it completely covered it. I had one small area of the mouth that had a bubble in it that I couldn't get out, so I put a bit of heat on it with my blow dryer, and then I was able to smooth it out with my fingers. Originally, I was going to put the greenish holes that SpongeBob has in these empty spaces, but then I thought it would be way more fun to do those bikini bottom flower clouds in a holographic blue vinyl. So I found an image of those online and cut it out in a few different sizes with my CRICUT machine. They are all the exact same image in different sizes, but I tried to turn each one to be facing a different direction so there would be some variety on the cup. And I think they were the perfect space filler. I love the color of the blue holographic vinyl with that yellow glitter, and because it's shiny, it adds a really nice extra touch. Next, I did one last layer of UV resin to seal the vinyl and make everything super shiny. And I put it out in the sun to cure. Before I added that last layer of resin, there were some areas of the vinyl that looked a bit bumpy from the glitter underneath, but the resin totally smoothed those out and the final product looked awesome. Lastly, I took an X-Acto knife and used the blade to just gently scrape off any resin that was on the edge of the cup. And that's it! Always make sure you hand wash your tumblers so that they will last as long as possible. If you make a glitter tumbler, please tag me in your photos. I would love to see them. Happy crafting! I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what you would like to see next. See you later!